Welcome to the May 2015 edition of Alexander County Now. In this episode, learn more about Mental Health Awareness Month and the Smoky Mountain LME MCO. Make plans for RockyFest on Saturday, May 9th at RockyFest Park. Check out some books in the library corner. And be sure to attend this year's Memorial Day service on May 24th. Plus, find out what else is happening in Alexander County in May. All this and more in this episode of Alexander County Now. Hey, did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? Well, here in Alexander County, we are very fortunate to have the services of Smoky Mountain LME MCO. In this segment, we'll learn more about our regional mental health agency and the services it provides from Dr. Craig M. Martin, who is a psychiatrist and chief medical officer at Smoky Mountain.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin, and I would like to tell you a little bit today about what Smoky Mountain is. It's a local government organization that treats people with certain disabilities here in Alexander County, as well as all of our other 23 counties in western North Carolina. So we support people who have problems either with mental health issues, substance abuse, or intellectual or developmental disabilities. And those would be things like people with autism or Down syndrome. Well, this month, May, is Mental Health Month, and people sometimes wonder, well, do I really need to see a doctor, or should I talk to somebody about something? And I think someday we'll be at the point where people address mental health issues the same way they address all other health issues. But basically, if a person is not feeling themselves for a while, if they're being more down, it's not kind of like the blues where you have a bad day, but on a number of days you're not doing well, or you're feeling more upset and there's a change in your routine, or a family member might be concerned about somebody who's using more alcohol and drugs than they used to be. Those would be the reasons that we would encourage people to reach out. They could talk to their primary doctor or healthcare provider. We actually have a toll-free number at Smoky, so if you need any help, you could call 1-800-849-6127. We have qualified staff who answer that phone 24/7. So anytime, at any point, a family member or you could call. We would help you make a connection to talk to somebody. Sometimes people will first want to talk with their family doctor, but then the family doctor could even call that number. So we'll make sure you get the support you need. And if there are any questions about it, the staff there have my cell phone number, and they can call me 24/7. Well, here in Alexander County, we have health professionals who provide special services for several disability groups. People who are struggling with mental health issues, people who have substance abuse concerns, or people who have trouble with intellectual and developmental disabilities. One of the places that people can get the type of help they need, where they can come for almost anything, is a place called RHA. It's called a Comprehensive Care Center, a CCC. And what that means is you talk with one person, but they will communicate with your primary care doctor or with other people to make sure that your needs are met. You know, sometimes people think if you're going to say I need mental health help, that there's something wrong with you, that maybe you're spiritually devoid or you have a moral or mental weakness. Actually, what we know is that people who have mental health concerns and issues are not crazy, they're not weak, they just have a problem. Whether you call it a disease, which is like dis-ease, a discomfort, the real goal, I think, for people is to get back on track and have a journey of health and wellness. People want to kind of have a meaningful life, and they'd like to be able to achieve their maximum potential. What we know with behavioral health care conditions or with substance abuse issues is that those conditions are as or more treatable than high blood pressure or diabetes, and people can get back and have a very meaningful life. So although there still is some stigma, I think someday that will be away, and right now we have to help people get the help they need. Just like if you have problems with not being able to get to sleep at night, you probably don't want to just be taking pills. You probably want to talk to somebody about that and figure out what's going on that's causing that insomnia. Well, since this is Mental Health Month, I want to just take a moment and talk about suicide, because I know that's a concern for people everywhere, as well as here in Alexander County. What we know is about every 17 minutes, somewhere in the United States, a person, sadly, is going to take their life. Now, why do people do that? Suicide is called a permanent response to a temporary problem. So what we would do is we would encourage people to call a toll-free number, which we have, and maybe you could post that on the board for people to see. But if they call that number, they can get the type of help that they actually need. What we find is that at certain times of transition in life, either younger childhood and adolescence or older age, people are more vulnerable to actually hurting themselves. And the important thing to do is to actually ask the question. Don't pretend that you don't want to ask it, but actually say, are you feeling so upset you think you might hurt yourself? Because if you do, there's a place to go and a place to get help. The sad thing about death is it's not only the life of the person we lose, it's how it impacts the family and the community. And we want to change that here in Alexander County. May is Mental Health Month, and B4 Stage 4 talks about the 4 stages. I guess one way of kind of thinking about it is we've got 4 seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Well, one of the things we know when you plant a garden in the spring is if you do a good job, you're going to have a pretty good harvest in the fall. If you don't plant anything in the spring, it might be a pretty long and bleak winter, right? So the same principle kind of applies to people with mental health issues. If you can catch a problem when it's little and nip it in the bud, it stays a little problem. If you wait too long, you might have your whole garden overgrown with weeds. So what we're trying to do is shift the curve a little bit with how we support people so that we can have children and adolescents and families get the support they need at an earlier age rather than waiting until too late. There are common early warning signs for mental health problems, and they can really vary from person to person. If you have somebody who's normally pretty quiet and all of a sudden they're talking really fast, that could be an indicator something's different, and the obverse could be true as well. But what we see oftentimes in our mental health practices and in our primary health care practices is somebody who's not sleeping very well, somebody who can't turn off their thoughts, they're having racing thoughts, or somebody who's just down and depressed and sad all the time. And those would be reasons that one might want to reach out and talk to a person and sort of figure out what's happening that's causing those symptoms. Not just take a pill to cause the problem with sleep to go away, but to figure out what caused the problem with sleep to come up in the first place. Some people ask me, what is recovery? And I think recovery means different things to different people. But the important thing is, what is your purpose in life and what do you want to accomplish? And if you find that problems with sadness or depression or problems with drugs or alcohol are keeping you from meeting those goals, or if you have a loved one at home who's suffering from an intellectual or developmental disorder and you don't feel like you've got enough supports, there are ways to reach out and have a meaningful life for you and for your loved one. So that's what recovery is. Well, again, I want to thank everybody for watching today. It is Mental Health Month, and if you need any help and there's any way we can be of help at Smoky Mountain, just call us 24/7. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 1-800-849-6127. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Martin. We sincerely appreciate the help that your agency provides to our community. So folks, like Dr. Martin said, if you have a problem or you know someone who does have a problem, Smoky Mountain is here to help you. The Alexander County Veterans Committee invites the public to its annual Memorial Day service on Sunday, May 24th. Veteran Service Officer Ginger Annis will tell us all about this patriotic event.
Hello, I'm Ginger Annis, Alexander County Veteran Service Officer. On behalf of the Alexander County Veterans Committee, VFW Post 5466, DAV Chapter 84, and Alexander Legion Post 170, I would like to invite everyone to our Memorial Day service on Sunday, May 24th at 3 p.m. on the Alexander County Courthouse lawn. Bring your lawn chair and join us in remembering those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom.
Thank you, Ginger. Memorial Day is a day to remember those veterans who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Without our veterans, we wouldn't have the freedoms we enjoy today.
Welcome to the Library Corner. I'm Laura Crooks, the Director of the Alexander County Library, and I'd like to share with you a peek at what you can access with your library card. Today we'll look at some new titles, one you might have missed, and a little something for the season. New in fiction, West of Sunset by Stuart Onan. This gorgeously and gracefully written novel follows the last 3 years of F. Scott Fitzgerald's life after The Great Gatsby, after the Jazz Age, and after his wife Zelda, as he attempts to reinvent himself in Hollywood and write his final novel, The Last Tycoon. This is a piece of realistic historical fiction with recognizable characters like Humphrey Bogart and Fitzgerald himself as a haunting, multifaceted, and sympathetic character. New in nonfiction, Canoeing, from the National Outdoor Leadership School. This book compiles the best advice from experts in outdoor education for all types of canoeing, including whitewater and open water. This is the perfect guide for those getting started and for those wanting to build on their skills. Don't forget to check our ebook shelf for titles you may not have seen yet. From the library website, www.alexanderlibrary.org, take the link that says click here for ebooks and e-audiobooks. Call or visit the library for help getting your e-reader, tablet, or phone set up. One title you might have missed, The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Late one night, exploring her father's library, a young woman finds an ancient book and a cache of yellowing letters. The letters are all addressed to my dear and unfortunate successor. Not a bad start for a novel full of mystery, adventure, and legends come to life. For readers who enjoyed the Da Vinci Code or the National Treasure movies, this is the book to pick up from our shelves. And it's spring. Why not start this year's garden with 100 easy-to-grow native plants? You know they'll grow well in your garden. Lorraine Johnson has collected a beautiful guide to growing hardy native plants, written with both wit and down-to-earth humor that makes it an enjoyable read as well as a helpful handbook. I hope you'll visit us at the library and see how much more we have to offer.
I'm Gary Herman with the Alexander County Economic Development Corporation. We're working on our Buy Local campaign to encourage our citizens and our visitors to support our local businesses and our local economy. This is the Alexander County Business Spotlight. We're here today at Treasure Cove Antique Mall. They're located at 300 West Main Avenue here in Taylorsville. Some people may remember this location as the former Harris Teeter many years ago, down here in that older shopping center. The owners of Treasure Cove Antique Mall are Darrell and Pam Gosnell, and it's our pleasure to have Darrell here with us. Darrell, thank you for letting us come into your establishment today.
Good to have you here, Gary.
You got a lot of great stuff in here, something for everyone. I could definitely say that because you've probably got, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of little items in here that, you know, people would be interested in purchasing. Now, tell us a little bit, when did you get your start here in Taylorsville at Treasure Cove?
We bought the store December the 1st of this past year. We've been here since then.
And business has been really good since then, right?
Business has been real good, real good. Yes, lots of people come in and out of here.
So as the weeks and months have progressed, are you seeing an increase in traffic?
Absolutely. Yeah, every week. Come over on Saturday. This parking lot is full of people. It's crowded.
On Saturdays especially. But now, tell us, what are your hours so people will know when you're open?
From 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Okay, well, that's easy enough. 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, folks. Now, it's a kind of a unique setup here at Treasure Cove. Some people would be interested to know, well, how can I become a vendor, or, you know, how does it operate? So, in my understanding, basically, you have, 139 vendor spaces? And then a vendor can come in, and right now they're put on a waiting list, I believe. But they'll pay you a monthly fee, and whatever they sell, they get that money. You don't get a cut of that. Is that right? So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we rent you an 8x8 booth. It's $60 a month. We collect your money, and then we pay you at the end of the month. We take our rent out when we pay you. So we've got 139 booths right now that are in the store. We have a waiting list of probably about 25 right now. So if you want in, you better get your name down.
Well, you're in high demand, I guess. So that's a good thing. People, I guess it's a good deal. People are selling a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, yeah, quite a bit. It does real good. Everything from antiques to collectibles to furniture to just a little bit of everything that you can think of.
Now, what are some of the more unique items that you might have here at Treasure Cove that you could think of that people tend to collect or whatever?
Lots of glassware. I mean, there's Smurf glasses. You know, everybody's hunting for the Smurf glasses. Just the old antique collectible type stuff. I can't think of anything right offhand, but a lot of glassware, a lot of furniture. There's a lot of furniture going in and out of the store too, the old furniture.
Yeah, and we've walked around the store, and I mean, it's almost endless. It just keeps going on and on and on, and there's so much stuff, and it'd probably take you 2 or 3 days just to walk through and look at everything. So people, you need to come on out here to Treasure Cove Antique. They've just got a tremendous amount of goods and collectibles and things that I'm sure that you'll enjoy taking a look at and purchasing from Darrell. So we said your hours Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5. You're on Facebook also, right?
Absolutely.
So look up Treasure Cove Antique Mall on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/treasurecove.taylorsville. All right. And what's your phone number?
It's 828-352-9217.
All right. Anything else you'd like to tell the folks out here in Alexander County about Treasure Cove Antique Mall?
That'll be all. out, just come and see us.
All right, come on out and see Darrell and Pam. They're here at 300 West Main Avenue in Taylorsville, Treasure Cove Antique Mall. Buy local, Alexander County. To learn more about our Buy Local Alexander County campaign, visit the Alexander County EDC website, alexanderedc.org, or give me a call, 828-632-1378. Buy local, Alexander County.
Hi, I'm Emily Vick, registered nurse with the Alexander County Health Department. I want to inform you that new vaccine requirements and changes to existing requirements have been made in the state of North Carolina to more closely align with the current Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices recommendations. These requirements will become effective July 1st, 2015. New school entry requirements. Children must now have a booster dose of the polio vaccine on or after their 4th birthday. Children must have 2 doses of the varicella or chickenpox vaccine before entering school. And the pneumococcal conjugate vaccine will be required for school entry for children born after July 1st, 2015. Adolescent immunization changes are that the current Tdap requirement will move from 6th grade and 1 dose will now be required before entering 7th grade or by 12 years of age, whichever comes first. 1 dose of the meningococcal conjugate vaccine will now be required to enter the 7th grade or by 12 years of age, whichever comes first. A booster dose will also be required to enter the 12th grade or at 17 years of age beginning August 1st, 2020. The Tdap and the meningococcal conjugate vaccines can be administered at the same time. The Alexander County Health Department administers these vaccines during open shot clinic hours on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday mornings from 8:30 to 12. No appointment is necessary. We accept Medicaid, North Carolina Health Choice, multiple private insurance providers, or self-payment by cash, check, or credit card. For more information, call us at 828-632-9704 or visit our website at alexanderhealth.org.
Hey, are you looking for something fun to do in Alexander County in May? Well, check out these events. Command Decisions Wargames Center in the Bethlehem community has 2 big events in May. Platoon Leader on May 1st and 2nd, and the paintball scenario, The Walking Dead, on May 16th. Visit cdpaintball.com or call 828-495-4155 for more information. The CVCC Alexander Center for Education will host a free seminar entitled Business Plan Workshop on Thursday, May 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. Do you need a business plan? Well, the answer there is a definite maybe. Learn more at sbc.cvcc.edu or call 828-327-7000, extension 4117. Now, I'm sure you've already marked your calendar for RockyFest 2015. It's set for Saturday, May 9th. This will be a fun-filled day at RockyFest Park with 5K, 10K, and 20K trail races beginning at 8:30 a.m., rock climbing and rappelling beginning at 10 a.m., food, vendors, and children's activities beginning at 11 a.m., and live music from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Bring your friends, family, and a lawn chair to this family-friendly event at RockyFest Park. Visit rockyfacepark.com/RockyFest or call 828-632-1093 for more information. The Alexander County Relay for Life event is set for Friday, May 15th at 6 p.m. at Alexander Central High School. This event draws a huge crowd at Cougar Stadium in support of the American Cancer Society's Fight Against Cancer. There will be lots of games, activities, food, and more. For more information, contact Kendra Dyson at 828-632-2265. The Great Race 4K is set for Saturday, May 16th at 9 a.m. at Bethlehem Elementary School. This race, which is sponsored by the Bethlehem Community Development Association, benefits the backpack program of Alexander County to help our local children. For more information, call 828-495-1057 or visit bethlehemcda.org. As always, you can find out more about these events and more at our tourism website. Visit alexandernc.com. There you'll find a complete calendar of events, information about places to visit in Alexander County, restaurant listings, and much more. That's visit alexandernc.com. Thanks for watching this episode of Alexander County Now. Be sure to spread the word about our program with your friends and family. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and hope you have a great May 2015.